All right, so Nvidia just dropped something huge called NemoClaw, and really it's their direct answer to this massive open source wave that's totally changing the game in AI. But, to really get what NemoClaw is all about, you've got to understand the phenomenon that basically forced them to create it in the first place.
So, where did this all start? Well, it kicked off with this open source project that basically just popped up out of nowhere, seriously, almost overnight. And what it did was give AI the power to run on your personal computer and handle really complex stuff all on its own. The way it just exploded in popularity, it caught everyone off guard. I mean, everyone, even the biggest names in the tech world. And listen, when I say it exploded, that's not an exaggeration. We're talking about, and I quote, the most popular open source project in the history of humanity. And who said that? None other than Nvidia's CEO, Jensen Huang, right? When the guy leading the company that's pretty much powering this whole AI revolution says that, it's not just some cool new app. He's pointing to a massive fundamental shift in the whole industry. Okay, to really get your head around the sheer scale of this, let's put it into perspective. Think about Linux, right? The bedrock of the modern internet. That was a slow and steady climb. It took 30 years, 3 decades, to get to where it is today. Now look at OpenClaw. It was a complete rocket ship. It hit that same level of massive impact in just a few weeks. This isn't just fast adoption. No way. This is a paradigm shift unfolding right before our eyes.
So the big question is, what is this thing that's causing all this commotion? If you strip away all the hype, the core idea is actually pretty simple, but don't let that fool you, it's incredibly powerful. And the key to unlocking it all? Stop thinking of it as an app. Instead, think of it as a brand new kind of operating system. And that's the core concept right there. OpenClaw is essentially the operating system for AI. Think about it like this. Windows made the personal computer possible, right? Well, OpenClaw is doing the same thing for the personal AI agent. It's creating a smart assistant that can literally live on your device and just get work done for you. And it really truly acts like a modern operating system. I mean, look at what it does. It manages all the key resources, it talks to large language models, it uses different software tools, it can even access your own files. You give it a complex goal, and it's smart enough to break that problem down into smaller, manageable steps. And get this, it can even create little specialized sub-agents to handle each of those steps. It's the whole shebang, a complete system. But here's the catch. All this incredible freewheeling power, it creates a huge headache for big companies. As OpenClaw started going viral, all these corporations looked at it and saw this huge, dangerous gap between its raw potential and the super strict controls their IT departments absolutely require. And that leads us to the one question that suddenly landed on the desk of pretty much every CEO in the tech industry. So what's your OpenClaw strategy? All of a sudden, if you didn't have a plan for these new agentic systems, you were in big trouble. It became a massive liability overnight. And here's the reason why. Big companies run on 3 things: governance, security, and privacy. It's their lifeblood. You just can't take a powerful, kind of wild open source tool and plug it straight into your corporate network and just cross your fingers. That's a recipe for disaster. So this created a huge, urgent need for something that could bridge that gap. And this, right here, is where Nvidia made its move. They saw this problem and introduced NemoClaw. It's a platform built for one specific purpose: to be the bridge between the raw, untamed power of agentic AI and the secure, walled garden of the corporate world. So what exactly is it then? The easiest way to think about NemoClaw is like a secure sandbox. It gives companies a safe space to let their employees use these powerful AI agents. But, and this is the key part, it does it with all the crucial safety and security stuff built right in from the very beginning. This really breaks down the key differences. Let's look at security. With OpenClaw, you're relying on the community. With NemoClaw, it's built-in, enterprise-grade security. What about privacy? Well, NemoClaw adds something called a privacy router. That's huge because it stops sensitive company data from leaking out to external models. And maybe most important of all is governance. OpenClaw has, well, none. NemoClaw brings in policy guardrails to make sure the AI agents don't go rogue and break company rules. Bottom line, it's the version that's ready for business. Okay, let's zoom out for a minute here, because this really isn't just about one product versus another. This is about a fundamental change in how we even think about computing. And the implications of this big shift towards agentic systems, they are absolutely massive.
And this really gets to the core of what Jensen Huang was talking about. The real takeaway here isn't just about a piece of software, it's about the birth of a totally new kind of computer. Think about it. We're shifting away from a computer that just follows a list of instructions to an intelligent system that you can give a high-level goal to, and it figures out all the complex steps to get it done.
So, what does this all mean? It means that for basically every company on the planet, having an agentic system strategy isn't a nice to have anymore. It's an absolute must. This is just as critical as it was to have an internet strategy back in the days of HTML, or a cloud strategy with Kubernetes, or an open source strategy with Linux. This is the next massive tectonic shift in technology. Which leaves us with one pretty mind-blowing question. If this really is the next computer, the next OS, are we about to see a world where every single company has its own army of AI agents, working around the clock 24/7 to execute their business strategy? Well, with tools like NemoClaw entering the picture, that future isn't on the horizon, it's happening right now.